Senator Mitt Romney, Republican of Utah, signaled that nearly any candidate in the 2024 field of either party would be an upgrade over another term for former President Trump. I'd be happy to support virtually any one of the Republicans, maybe not Vivek Ramaswamy, but the others that are running would be acceptable to me, and I'd be happy to vote for them, the retiring senator said Friday in an interview with CBS's Nora O'Donnell. I'd be happy to vote for a number of the Democrats, too, he continued. It would be an upgrade, in my opinion, from Donald Trump, perhaps also from Joe Biden. Romney announced in September that he will not seek re-election, sparking a wave of gloating insults from Trump and his allies. Mitt Romney, sometimes referred to as Pierre Delecto, will not be seeking a second term in the U.S. Senate, where he did not serve with distinction, Trump wrote in all caps on Truth Social when Romney announced his retirement, referencing the pseudonym Romney used for a private Twitter account. Romney, 76, cited his age in a retirement message. Frankly, it's time for a new generation of leaders, he said. They're the ones that need to make the decisions that will shape the world that we'll be living in. The Utah senator has been one of Trump's most vocal critics among Senate Republicans. He voted to impeach Trump twice and has continuously marked the former president as a danger to the country. The Utah Republicans biographer late last month suggested the anonymity between the former president and senator is so heavy that he could even opt to endorse Biden later in the election. I would keep an eye out for whether Romney does something like endorse Joe Biden late in the election, Copen said in an October interview with the Press Box podcast. I mean, I have no idea. I haven't talked to him about this. I would not be shocked if he did. Jeez. It's interesting, out of any of the... So, during the 2016 cycle, Romney, of course, gave the speech that was very blistering of Trump and just kind of very antagonistic to him, that warned Republicans that if they picked him, they would lose the election, which, of course, they did not. And of course, with the Hollywood Access tape that came out later, that was another thing that caused Romney to back away from Trump. But for that reason, I'm saying I'm not necessarily surprised that he would consider, because Romney is not, he's a flip-flopper. He's someone who, when he ran for president, he tried to sound conservative. I'm getting for limited government and Ronald Reagan. But as an actual legislator in Massachusetts, he was much more moderate than what his party currently is on pretty much every issue. I mean, hey, who could forget his run against Ted Kennedy and him saying that, with Kennedy saying, I am pro-choice, my opponent is multiple choice. But it makes sense as well why Ramaswamy would probably be the only person he's kind of against saying would outright be better than Trump, because Ramaswamy, out of anyone, has been the most vocally in support of Trump, said he would pardon him no matter what. Call the investigations and all the charges into him this sham for, because we're all working together to get Trump. Every last one of us. We've never had any Republican or conservative that we decided to put 90 plus charges on for no reason until him. He was just so uniquely amazing and dangerous to our socialist takeover. But I don't think he's going to endorse Biden. I'm saying that due to the fact that even if Romney's political career probably is over after his term as senator expires in 2025, I'm still not entirely convinced his sons are not going to run for something. Actually, one of the theories that first came around was that he was going to have 1 to 2 terms as senator and then hold the seat for his, I'm forgetting which son it was, but one of his sons that lives in Utah as well, to take over for him and then continue their political dynasty. So I think we're probably going to get more comments like this from Romney that are very antagonistic to Trump and, the rest of the more right-wing part of the party, the cult party, the cult wing of the party, which is like half of them at this point, or even more possibly, depending on who wins this primary. And really, it makes sense that, like I said before, most of these people do not disagree with each other on that much stuff, but Romney has always felt, even back before Trump had an actual policy record, that there was something off with him So even if someone like Haley or Ramaswamy or Christie, is all for many of the same positions on issues, he probably does see Trump legitimately as the one person. If they lose again, they're going to say it was rigged, and they're going to incite some riot that could possibly be even worse than January 6th. That's likely the mindset he's coming from, and it makes sense for him to think that. But from the perspective of, okay, if you're going to endorse or say someone's an upgrade, is it based on policy? Is it based on, it's not that. It's just I've always disliked this guy. He gave me even more reasons to have a problem with him after his term ended, and he wanted to say that the election was stolen, or as it was close to ending. And now that I'm on the way out, I can speak with more sincerity than I normally would if I was trying to, stay here for another 6 years. And isn't that sad that politicians only get really honest when they know they're not going to run again? They're like, okay, well, now that my term is up, I guess I can tell the truth. No, I don't see a Biden endorsement, but I definitely see more comments like this, and of course Trump will respond most likely to it. I mean, how could he not? It's the Republican presidential nominee right before him talking like this about him, and let's not forget his feud with McCain. So, the drama continues.